Assalamu alaikum. It's Neil again, your Rwandan brother married to a Kenyan queen. Last time we talked about why the Kikuyu hustle is on another level, and the response was amazing. So if you've missed uh, that video, I really encourage you to go and watch it. I will link it down here. But today, I want us to switch gears. I want us to go in the highlands. We're talking about the Kalenjins. If you love sports, especially marathons, you already know these names, no question about it. These guys, they don't just make headlines, they own them. And it's honestly, it's impressive. It's incredible how gifted they are. And so while the Kikuyus might own the business spotlight, the Kalenjin, their scene is built on three major pillars: uh, athletics, of course, politics, definitely, and then land power. Of course, we start with the obvious: athletics. The Kalenjins straight up dominate long distance running worldwide. We're talking about Eliud Kipchoge, the legend, who literally broke human limits by going under 2 hours in the marathon. You've got Faith. She's out there, grabbing Olympic gold like it's nothing. And then David Rudisha, his 800-meter record is still standing strong. It's crazy. But you see, now people will start throwing all kinds of reasons for this. They talk about altitude, they talk about genes, all kinds of stuff. But let's get real. It is much bigger than that. I think it is about a cultural grind they have. We're talking about kids running miles to school every single day. We're talking about herding cattle, and this toughens your legs and lungs from the time you are a toddler. And that community discipline, and those edge sets, it pushes you to be the best, and it turns your efforts into an elite talent. But of course, there is an uncomfortable part. When you're very successful like this, it was going to start bringing heat. Envy will start to boil over. You hear people say, oh, they hog all over funding, or that there is a favoritism in sports. Some people will use lazy stereotypes like, oh, it's just their blood, to downplay their hard work. So, what do you guys think? Is it just nature, or it is the most disciplined work ethic in the world? You tell me. Let's discuss. So let me in the comments. And then this is where also conversation get very interesting. Um, Now in politics, as a second pillar, it even hits harder. Having two presidents from Kalenjin roots is a massive statement, in my opinion. You had Daniel Moy, who ruled for over 24 years, and he built an entire era. And now you have William Ruto, the hustler nation. And so Kalenjin see this as a proof of a sharp strategy. They know how to organize, they know how to build cohesion, and how to stay in the fight. And that pride, it pays off. Of course, there's always a flip side to that. They say, oh, power can sting. You hear accusations of favoritism or resource pouring mostly into the Rift Valley. There are whispers of ethnic entitlement, and we can't ignore the uncomfortable truth that past land tensions still leave scars. Today, it is a hot topic in Kenya. It's a raw age, but does that strong leadership pride feel like progress for everyone, or does it sometimes feel like gatekeeping? And I think that's the question that really gets people talking when they do such kind of analysis. And that ties right into, of course, the land, the Rift Valley. It's the fertile heart of Kenya. You got tea, the maize, the dairy farms, they have all that. And it is the country's food engine, and it builds a very steady kind of wealth and stability. And that warrior history fuels in the grind into to protect and work that land. But again, stereotypes will fly. People are going to talk about clannish networks, or they'll say, oh, they've grabbed the best spots. It's the same vibe as people eyeing the Kikuyu business dominance. So when you have fertile ground, people are going to be envious, no question about it. Agriculture feeds everybody on the planet. So then there is also that tight community feel, the respect for elders, the way they speak their language openly with zero shame in their identity. And it's actually beautiful to witness when you're around it, you know. But then in mixed crowds, some people call it exclusive or, you know, cliche. You know, they say, oh, they stick together too much. Is that, I don't think that's a fair critique, but is it a fair critique, or is it just people being uncomfortable with culture that knows exactly who they are? You tell me. Now, look, I'm not here to, you know, to crown winners or start the beef. I'm just an outsider living right in the middle of all of it, trying, not trying to learn. I think Kalenjin pop up in a lot of conversations because they carry so much pride in their wins. So whether it's on the track, in the state house, or on the farm, and that mix creates a massive visibility, which brings love and admiration, but also some debates because these are big things people can talk about. So I want to hear from you. If you are a Kalenjin, what is your biggest point of pride? What did I get right? What did I miss? And if you're from another community, what is the stereotype that fires you up? Or do you actually agree with some of this? I don't know. I want us to keep it real, keep it very respectful, no hate, just truth. So let's learn together. And I got a lot of tribe spotlights coming, and we're going to be learning, talking about the Luos, the Masai, the Kamba, the whole lineup. Thanks again. Thanks very much for supporting the channel. Subscribe. Let's chat in the comment, and I will see you in the next one with a lot more epic stories. And you have a wonderful day.